Today, we're going to review Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. One of the two games that was put out in 1990, other than Days of Thunder, which went with that movie. Okay. How to play this game? Well, up obviously moves you up and down the menu and is the accelerator. Down is the brakes and reverse, and side to side is obviously the left hand, you're turning left, the right hand, you're turning right. And the password to get into the game is what is the name of the track. Like if it's Darlington, you put Darlington. If you put it's Watkins Glen, you put Watkins Glen. That is how you got into the game. Then there were things like, once you got into the game, like you could work on the car. You don't entirely you tended to want the 310 gear, so for optimum performance, and 303 in qualifying, and you also wanted a 20-degree spoiler angle. It gave you the optimal amount of downforce while giving you the most speed. Between 60 and 70 degrees on the ovals, but closer to 20 degrees on the 20 to 25 degrees on the super speedways. Now, once you're in the game, you have to beat 10 other cars. And the only real name in that whole thing is Bill Elliott. His name is a bad pun. Let's just say that. Every other name on the list is a bad pun. That's where I think this game falls short. Like, I would have preferred real names, and 35 cars. Like everyone from Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace and Darrell Waltrip and Richard Petty and Jimmy Means and J.D. McDuffie and, Ken Reagan. People like that. Dave Marcus. Sterling Marlin. I could go on forever. But they decided to go with just 11, and all the names are bad puns. And that's, like I said, where this game loses it for me. The graphics for the time were actually pretty good. Not the best, but they were pretty good. And at the end, the one you had to beat was Bill Elliott, of course. But the problem was, he didn't crash. Everyone else can crash. Bill Elliott was invincible, and that is where another problem with the game is he didn't crash. There was no way you could crash him. It's a fault by the game designers, and he should be just as worthy of crashing as everybody else. Let's just say that. And at least when you crashed, you spun out, you hit the wall, and all that stuff. But unlike real racing, a small hit to the wall, you'd keep going. Here, you're done. You're sent packing. That's the only problem I got with that. So I've got several problems with the game, but I've also got... I actually enjoyed playing it. Because you had your slow cars, your medium cars, your up-front cars, and all that jazz. That works. Like, why would I want everybody going the same speed like they do in some of the other NASCAR games? I want a guy that's going 175 miles an hour, and a guy that's going 200 miles an hour, and everything in between. That was how NASCAR was back then. You had the fast guys, you had the slow guys, and everybody in between. And I actually had fun playing this game, though. You know, I wish there were more cars. That is my biggest beef. 11 cars looks like they didn't know what to do. Like, they just threw the game together like that instead of planning it out. Had they planned it out, it might have turned out better. Or looked like they planned it out. They probably did plan it out, but... And also, do I recommend this game? Not really. I'd say if I was going to give you a 1 out of 100 on this game, it'd be about a 60. It's not a great game. There's things that could have made it a great game, and it was not a great game. And I do not, and I mean this, do not recommend it if you're a NASCAR purist. That's all I'm going to say about that, and thank you for watching the video.